we want to invite the community to go on an all abilities hike with us up to the Oak Savanna, where we would like to plant a tree in honor of not only Wehr Nature Center's 50th anniversary, but also our neighbors in Waukesha County, Wehr Nature Center, who are also celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. Their event is next weekend.
Matsu came out and we planted some trees on the north side.
How was that hike? Not too bad. Awesome. So we're going to say a few words. First of all, we are very, very fortunate to have received a donation from Johnson's Nursery. Give it up for them. Donated not one but 2 trees, one for Wehr and one for Retzer. And so I thought we would give the floor to Robert to say a few words.
Yeah, well, thanks. So Johnson's Nursery is a family-owned business. We've been around for over 65 years. We've been doing a lot of these community tree planting events here over the past 6 or so years that I've been part, and even prior to that. We value these kind of events because we're a really education-based nursery. We do a lot of things to try to get the knowledge at Johnson's Nursery accessible to contractors, municipalities, and the public, through our online websites, through activities like this, through signage and stuff that we have that have QR codes that go to stories about our plants. But we really feel like these kind of events are great because we're getting people out in nature, seeing trees planted, learn a little bit about how that tree was produced and where it came from and what it's going to be doing here, in this case, for the next 300 to 400 years for this bur oak tree. And just getting the interaction with people, like the scholarship recipient mentioned, I actually have memories of going to Wehr Nature Center too, and I remember receiving some sort of scholarship that allowed me to go to some sort of conservation camp back when I was a kid. I lived in Greendale for 13 years, and I went to all the Nature Center activities here with my kids also, so it's a really special place for me to come back here and love to donate and be part of organizations like this and events like this, because I think it's super important to get people connected, because whatever career they go into in their lives, being part of the green industry, having that respect for nature, appreciation for native plants, a little bit of understanding of the green industry will help everybody in any career or past or future activity that they're involved in. Just that appreciation and respect for nature is really, really important.
Well said. Thank you.
The tree we've been planting today is a bur oak tree. It is, what's special about this tree is, one, it's bur oak, it's native, so it should be here. But what's special about this tree is we collect the acorns and seeds for most of our native plants. So we go out and collect seed for this bur oak tree, and my propagator could tell you probably what tree he picked it off of. Grew it in our nursery for 9 years. During those 9 years, we've done many different things to that oak tree. The little root comes out, we cut it, we dip it in a hormone, it starts sprouting more roots. We put it into this pot, we rip it out, trim the roots, put it in a different pot. We put it over in this field, rip it out, trim the roots, move it into a bigger field. We actually let it grow up in the field and then cut it off, which drives more energy back down into the root system to build this root system. We focus a lot at Johnson's on how we produce our plants, produce these really fibrous root systems, because an oak in nature will just have a long taproot. And if you look at the root system on this, it is a massive root system. And these trees will establish really quickly and become really successful. And we want this tree to be an important part of this community and do great things for this environment for the next 400 to 500 years. Oaks are one of the best trees as far as ecologically. It's like 500 different types of insects will live on an oak tree, and everybody's like, well, I don't want insects. Do you want songbirds? Do you want everything else, all the acorns and everything? And having that local ecotype native is extremely rare, because nobody wants to grow an acorn in their nursery for 9 years and go through all that work. But the difference is that this tree will have a major impact on this environment and this ecosystem, and it will grow quickly and establish better than other trees. So we take a lot of pride in that at Johnson's, and we try to educate people on the difference so that they can appreciate it also. So
I want to introduce Jeff Vaglin, our land manager. I just wanted to give him an opportunity to share a little bit about the ecosystem that you're standing in, the Oak Savanna.
This area that we're standing in is about 13 acres. And we are calling it our Oak Savanna. And a savanna is a plant community that you would typically find in a transition between a wooded area, like a forest, and a prairie area. And that's mostly due because trees like this, bur oak trees, require a lot of sunlight to grow from acorns. So when they're producing and they're dropping to the ground, you'll typically find a lot of bur oaks right on the perimeter of a forest. And then as a prairie would historically burn either by prescribed intentional fire or natural phenomenon, that fire would then carry and move towards the forest, and all the trees that would not be able to survive a fire, like the maples, the basswoods, and the beeches, typically die off, and then what you have left are bur oak trees that are fire tolerant, and you have an area that is mostly dominated by bur oaks, but also other oak species. And you have an area that is really beneficial for edge wildlife, you know, birds and other animals that live right on the edge of a forest and a prairie. So we're super excited. Over the next 2 years, we're hoping to plant an additional 100 oak trees out here to build this 13 acres and have roughly a 30% canopy. So if you want to donate again, we're going to be taking more donations for additional oak trees. Thank you.
Honestly, when I realized Wehr Nature Center was celebrating their 50th in 1974, and then I knew that Wehr Nature Center was also celebrating their anniversary, I said, I gotta reach out. We gotta do something together. I don't want to compete. They're both really great organizations serving a whole lot of people between Milwaukee County and Waukesha County. And so I just reached out to Carly and said, we gotta do something. I have this idea of a tree planting. Johnson's really stepped up and was a big part of it. So we thought we'd each help each other plant a tree at each other's site to commemorate 50 years that we're looking back and reflecting on the past, but then 50 years of looking towards the future. So celebrate. Woo.
So that's what we've got here is a plaque, and it's just, again, a celebration of the bur oak, planted in celebration of 50 years from 74 to 24 for Wehr Nature Center and for Wehr Nature Center. And so again, as the county executive knows, the two of us are more unique than what we've seen in the past. We're a lot more collaborative when it comes to Waukesha and Milwaukee counties. And so this is just a great opportunity to share. I'll tell you, I've gotten to know Robert through, gosh, I think it's 5-6 years now that we've been planting trees out in the Waukesha community. And if you ever want to know everything there is to know about Wisconsin native trees, right there. He will tell you everything. He's got it all. Yep, it's right there. But no, it is great to see, and it's great to have the partnership with Johnson Nursery. Again, a local community organization, a company that's here that really wants to benefit nature. And that's what this is all about. So I think we got to throw a little dirt. Right? Are you ready to throw a little dirt? All right.
Let's do it.
All right, sir.
Don't get your toes.
Right?
You guys ready?
See, Paul knows. He's been at the tree farm.
Oh, yeah.
He knows about knifing and it around there. I won't knife your foot.
All right.
Just standing over there looking pretty.
That's my job, looking pretty.
Looking for
You know, Jeff, everybody's got a
All right.
no one said no one working in nature.
Best thing in our future.
There you go.
You know Jocelyn?
Yes.
She's my niece, basically. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. How did we do, Robert?
It's looking good. It's great. It's going to be happy here.
Oh, nicely done.
Yay.